Hello people, and thank you for watching my video for the next 10 minutes or whichever. I know time's tight, but I'll try and make this as entertaining as possible. This is Prime 1's dog alien, as you can see by the titles and by you've probably already seen on many other YouTube videos. A lot of very good YouTube videos, some using facts, some displaying the items, so some showing some of the bad points, some of the good points. I'll try and do both. So here we go. First thing is, my biggest gripe was I had to wait 3 years for this. Crazy. 2 years for Prime 1, then I think they delayed it something like 8-9 months, which is crazy. And then because I'd done it through Sideshow, not through Prime 1, I then had to wait up until now. And the one thing I didn't understand, maybe you had the same, is I live in the UK. I was waiting for an email to say it's in and I'm ready to pay it off, and nothing happened. Then I heard another guy in the UK said he's already got one and it's being delivered in a couple of days' time. What the hell? Why haven't I got an email? So I contact Sideshow Chat and I say, look, someone else has got theirs. What's going on with my one? Is anything happening? And they said, I can send it off to you as soon as possible. And I asked him as soon as possible. I said, okay, well that's fine, but why didn't no one tell me this in the first place? And he didn't really give me an answer for that. So if I didn't contact him, I'd still be waiting even now, and probably wouldn't get it until January or February, I don't know. So I found that really weird. But anyway, on to the dog alien itself. Now my favourite piece in my collection. I didn't think it would be, because before that it was the Sideshow's Alien Warrior Maquette, but this is one that's taken over just by it's very difficult because the Sideshow Warrior has one of the best poses going. I absolutely love it, but the pose is equally as good on this one, but I much prefer the base on this one, and it's bigger in size. I think it's 3rd scale, so that's the only reason why it wins. Otherwise, because I love the Warrior, it's still my favourite out of all the alien designs, out of the 3 or 4 or 5 or whichever that have come out, even more so than the Queen. But well, maybe not the Queen, but you know. Anyway, so this is it. This is the dude. Let's do a quick 360. Absolutely love it. Absolutely brilliant paint job, and one of the few items, because you don't get them too often, when production pieces are as good as prototypes, and that really is the case with this. As I'm turning this way, this is actually my favourite pose location. I'd like to have it on display this way around. It looks absolutely fantastic, but because it's the back of the base and you just get this wall, it doesn't look as good as it does from the other side. So I'll have to obviously have it the other side. At the moment it's in the middle of my little room, my little collection room, but I will be moving it to the far wall over there. So therefore I've got something in the big gap right round the back. So anyway, good and bad points. Let's start off with some bad points for a change, because I don't hear many people mentioning any bad points, and every statue has some. The first thing is, this base is absolutely massive. It could really have been a lot smaller than it was, and I really do mean, you can't see it in video, it is gigantic and it takes up some serious real estate. I did originally want it in this cabinet here, see where the empty cabinet is, and then I measured it, and obviously the depth is too big, so the height would have worked, the width would have worked, but the depth is massive, and it actually overhangs with the tail even further still, so it never would have happened. Also, for anyone who's got trouble with width, this big triangle piece at the end could have easily been cut off. Didn't need to. I just don't see the purpose of it. Didn't need to be there. I just find that odd. It's a funny shape and it doesn't need to be there. It's also on the left hand side, but there is part of the wall there designed, so I'll let that one go on that side. Also, I've done a little alteration myself, very subtle, not that noticeable. You see where the blood splatters are, I've added some glossy acrylic paint inside, so it's now got a blacker look inside and it's shinier. Can't see it on the video for some reason, it doesn't show up, but it's shinier and it looks wet. Whereas before it's exactly the same colour as these vents. It doesn't make any difference, so I wouldn't have saw the purpose of it. So that's my only subtle change that I've done totally myself. Because it's so big, obviously I had to buy a table for it as well. Because it was never going to fit on one of these, and if I had it on the top it's just going to overhang quite a lot, and it just won't look as good as it does like the bus that I've got on display here. So I bought this table. There we go, and I've added a few bits. I painted up and done these pipes on the bottom, and bought one of these industrial lamps. I haven't got it switched on at the minute. And I got this table from Germany. I've added some of the sort of metal brassy gloss around all the edge pieces to it as well, just to give it that look of Alien 3. Somehow I could see myself having to do a similar thing, but with a completely different design table for the Big Chat Prime one when it comes out. So anyway, back to the Dog Alien. Excellent double design of overlay of spray painting here. You see it on the shoulders, and is also on the rib cage as well. It's probably not showing up, but there are different levels of paint going all the way through the rib cage and the shoulders, the Lady Gaga shoulders. So that is done really well, and it's all coated with this really nice gloss, which really adds to it. It makes a massive difference. For some reason it gives it that wet look. I probably would have preferred on all the Alien pieces, especially the Pred Alien, which has got a very dry look to it, when it could have really been done with this gloss as well. I mean, sure, I could do it myself, but I don't really want to tamper with things that are already done the way they are. I'm very funny about that. I kind of like them just as they are, because I always think if I have to sell something in the future, not something I tend to do at all, people will get funny about that and they don't want it. So I try and keep things exactly as they are, bar something so small and subtle that they're going to notice. The dome head is fantastic on this. It is brilliant. Cool Props 1-to-1 bus Dog Alien has a big version of this, like I have the Alien Warrior one up there. But what stopped me getting the dog one was the top was not clear enough. You couldn't really see through it like this one. This one's got that lovely brown tint you would have on a pair of sunglasses with a brown shade, and also it's got that shine, like it looks like glass on there as well, which that one doesn't have. It's more misty. So the two things that I really wanted on the Cool Props bus they didn't provide, which is why I landed up getting the Warrior instead, as well as the detail around the back where it looks more like a brain. Good stuff. So this is actually the non-deluxe one. Reason for that is I preferred the open mouth version. I didn't want a closed mouth version, so I got this one. Makes sense. Saved myself 300 quid. Also, the closed mouth version of the Prime one Big Chat that I've ordered is the version I wanted. I didn't want the open mouth version of that. So it worked perfect that I've got an open and a closed mouth version of the two that I preferred the look of. So that worked out well. £600 save. Candles, really nice, translucent. I just seen a video, pictures on YouTube of a guy, I've forgotten his name now, I think it's Cedric, who's had a guy do them up. So they've actually got flickering LED lights inside the candles. I don't know how the person who got done that. I really don't have a clue how it's done, and there's a USB port in the back and you plug it into the wall. It looks absolutely phenomenal. That's one thing this doesn't have, any light up features. I really wish it would have had fun. So apart from the glossy dome head, which I really adore, the whiplash tail with what looks like a sword on the end of it looks fantastic. It really is a loop like a roller coaster. It's fantastic, but as I said before, it does really overhang, so having this piece in the middle of the room makes it very dangerous in case you accidentally walk past it and clip it. You can easily break it. So it is something I really do recommend hugging to a wall if you're thinking about not putting it to a wall, because it's just damage waiting to happen. Back walls, one bad point I really didn't like. From here it looks fine, but if you look closely on these, yeah, I think that's as close as it gets. doesn't no longer look like light bulbs, does it? It just looks like gooey cotton wool or one of them spider egg sacs inside the light. Not good at all. Thankfully it's on the back of the base where I'm not going to be seeing it, but no, not impressed with those two lights. And I think there's actually three. There's another one round the left side down there too. Bad point on that one. That's actually my only hate point of the actual item itself, because I'm going to disregard the size of the base, because that's done, it's done. It doesn't ruin the item, it's just overhangs too much. But these lights should have been done better. Not good at all. Very gooey for some reason. Love the wall. I love the spray painting to give it that dirty look, just like the base has done itself. It's got this look where the vent looks nice and dry, and then you notice it's got all pebbles all over it and grit, but they've oiled up the concrete around it, so it looks like it should in a movie. It's dirty, it's grey, it's oily, it's damp, and that's exactly the look that you wanted, which is why I matched the table up to look similar. What else? Stunning pose. I mean, the pose is fantastic. It's better than it is in the Alien 3 film, because that's just when special effects came out and they didn't look so good then. They look more like transfers. Ugh, they look really bad. Not impressed at all back then, and so the body didn't look as good as it does look now. A lot more detail in a model than you'll get in the actual film itself. The puppeteer on the face, obviously in the movie, looks great, but then you'll see that there's a person in the body, and the arms and the body do not look as thin and as thick as this as well. So big major improvement. Now obviously if you just get in the regular one, you do get two mouths. You get one with the shorter mouth, and you get one with the exploding out tongue, jaw. I preferred the exploding out jaw. There's totally personal preference. Some people prefer it actually in, I've noticed in the videos, but some prefer it out, and some prefer the closed mouth version. So you got a preference of three different ways to pull it off there, whichever way you prefer. Face is really nicely done, because I notice it's a lot darker right near the front, which means you're not going to see that skull-like alien eyes, but you don't in the movie anyway, so it's done perfectly. As I said before, it looks really nice, that gloss. If you've got lights throwing around in your room like I've got, you get all these different lights shining off of the head, and it looks really, really nice. Because the one thing I like about my Darth Vader is that I've got all these colours coming off of the top of the head, because it's completely shiny, whilst a lot of my items, they got the matte finish, so you're not really getting a proper throw off of any of them, actually, to be honest, apart from, I think we've got the Terminator down there, does have it, but that's it. So another thing, I've got a thing for shiny. What can I say? I like shiny things. I like my car to be clean, so it looks shiny. How sad is that? But there you go, guys. I think that's covered it. I didn't want to go on too much, because I've noticed some of the YouTube videos go on for like half an hour, 20 minutes, and they covered everything. So I'm just going to repeat what everyone else says, and I see the point in it, especially as I'm so late to the party and actually putting this one on YouTube. I even had it for the last week and I wasn't going to bother, but some cool people who watch my channel said, no, do it, I've been looking forward to it. So I've done it for you guys and everyone else who wants to watch as well. Hope you've enjoyed it. Yeah, I've got a few more, well, I've got 4 more orders in the future at present. But they ain't going to arrive for a long time. I don't think the Elita Prime 1 Battle Angel will arrive until near the end of next year, as is the other 3 that I've got coming after that. I think they're going to probably be into early 2021, more than likely. Oh, the wait goes on. 3 years for this one, waiting for the others, so on and so on. What can you say, man? It's a waiting game, this hobby, as well as an expensive one, but at the same point you do get to save for them as well, so it's always good. As for the piece itself, it's very good in terms of you don't get too many little fiddly pieces with it. I know it's fun, I love having loads of bits to build it up the first time, but then afterwards you don't want too many pieces, you don't want to lose them or get them knocked off, so you just got a back leg, a front leg, a tail with the sword piece separate, the head and the base itself, and that's it. So I'm quite pleased and find this strange, considering I'm one of the last people to get one of these dog aliens, that of the regular version there's 1,000 made. I believe there's 800 of the deluxe. As I said, there's 1,000 of these and I have number 6. I don't get how I got such a high number when I'm one of the last people to own it. I find that odd. It's a shame though that the lower the number you get, it's not worth more, because it really isn't, unless you got like number 1, which is the factory one anyway, or maybe 1,000 if you got the very last one made. I don't know, but overall it's just a number. But it's nice to have a number that's very low, and under 10 I've never had one that low. I think I had I think when I did have the Tomb Raider piece, I think they made 1,500 of them, and I only had number 26. That was my lowest then, well I had it, but obviously that one's gone now. So there we go guys. Hope you have a happy Christmas. Hope this helped if you've ordered through Sideshow, because obviously if you ordered through Prime 1 you've got it now, but if you've ordered it through Sideshow and you haven't got it yet and you haven't got an email, go on Sideshow chat and ask them where it is. Can you have it now? And I guarantee they've got it in their warehouse, and for some reason they just haven't got back to you. I'll be assured they'll send it out within 24 hours. That's how quick they are. So still scratching my head over that one. Okay then guys, thanks very much for viewing the video, and I'll try and get, I've got a lot of steelbooks that I bought just before Christmas now, quite a few, but I haven't got around to showing them, so I'll have to do a video on that. Quite a few actually, so I'll do that as another video, probably just after Christmas time. But till then, Merry Christmas.